I am the governor of college football. Yes, sir. The mayor of college football, a.k.a. Downtown Nino Brown. Yes, sir. Welcome to another marvelous episode of Overreaction Monday on the Tuesday. I am the governor of college football, and when I tell you this round table tonight is different. It's different. Up top, we got my boy D now. Shout out to him. He just landed an offensive coordinator job at the high school level. Shout out to my dog. Can't wait to see his team go to work this year and maybe win a city or state championship there.
And he running the air raid?
Now he running spread. Yeah. Diagonal from it, we got the mayor, man, downtown Nino Brown. How you feeling tonight, brother?
Oh, I'm good, man. I'm glad to be on this.
I can see everybody's juice. I already know. To the right of me, I got the Wavy Stabber doing CFB Moon. How you feeling, player?
Wavy.
All right, man. We just gonna get straight into it. No notes, no nothing. Let's just get straight into it. So we're gonna talk about this Brendan Sorsby situation. I had an hour-long show. You guys know I go live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I will never forget where I was the day that I heard the news that he was granted an injunction. By this time, everybody who watches the show should know what we're talking about. Let's go to Nino first. What was your immediate thought the moment you saw he was granted an injunction? He was given a 2-game suspension. What was your immediate thought, your first reaction, your gut reaction?
What the? Yo, for real. Like, for real. I didn't think there was a single chance in hell that this dude was good. So, now every Georgia player that done run a traffic, go get drunk driving, that they can just do it and look and say, Brendan Sorsby. Like, because what authority does anybody have? Any AD, any coach, anybody in NCAA? They got nothing, bro. They got nothing. All it said was money talks. What do you mean money? Money talks. All 4 of those people that were in the injunction, they all graduated from Texas Tech Law School. Sorry. You don't think money talks there? Right? I know Dino got to agree with you. That money was swayed here. So now the NCAA kind of just, the volcano erupted. It didn't go huge, but it cracked. And now the lava is coming, and they got to figure it out, and they got to figure it out fast.
Great take. D now, and before we get to D now, yeah, that was my first take. And my first thought, I think I've never seen all CFB media, like whether they're with a company or independent, like agree on this. Like, no, this is bad. This is really bad. D now, what was your first opinion about this situation when you first seen it?
Probably the same as Nino. I was speechless. And then my initial thought was, poor Noah Shannon, poor Hunter Deckers, the guys from Iowa State. I think we saw Sorsby had 90 bets, $90,000 or something like that.
Yeah, he had 2,900 bets.
Yeah,
for 90,000.
And then
Deckers had 366.
Yeah, see, something ridiculous, and he's only getting a little slap on the wrist for it. Where Noah Shannon made 1 bet on a women's basketball and lost an entire season and his NFL career. Hunter Deckers had to go finish his career in JUCO for a handful of bets that weren't football related, where Sorsby's were Indiana football, Cincinnati sports, even teams he was on, he was still betting on, and all he got was a 2-game suspension. So, like Nino said, the inmates are running the asylum now. So,
there's no control no more.
Yeah, Baker's a pussy. I'm just gonna go. Charlie Baker's a pussy.
He's been dodging and weaving, bro. He don't want to be on a podium or on the mic, but that's what he did in Massachusetts too, and shit, the fan.
Yeah,
De La Hoya it out there. I ain't taking no questions, bro. How about those?
Also, sorry to cut you off.
Yeah, go.
There needs to be some sort of rule, and I'm sure we'll get into this. If you want to, some sort of restraining order or whatever, don't do it in your Lubbock County jail or courthouse or whatever. Make it Indianapolis or wherever the NCAA is.
Pick a
See
spot.
if, a neutral court will agree instead of your booster's backyard.
Literally.
That's a great take. Maybe wherever the Big 12 headquarters is,
Yeah,
or another
something like
neighboring
that.
city inside of your conference. Yes, I think that would be an outstanding idea.
Guys, Mike, this is why I say the volcano's erupted. This is just something with betting, okay, which they all know you don't do. What if it's something else? What if someone pulls a gun and just happens to shoot something? We're allowing this dude because he could go something. Oh, it was self-defense in some manner. They spin it somehow, some way that it would have been about harm to him to not shoot this, whatever it may be. We're going to just, now we're just going to open Pandora's box. Someone just cracked the door open. You just kicked that motherfucker wide open. And I'm here. Look at me. I got my loincloth on and I'm ready to. I don't understand. Everybody in the NCAA has got to put their head in their lap.
I think your mic input might have changed, Nino.
Well, we're seeing the ramifications of that too. All these schools are now saying, "Hey, Texas Tech we're done with
any sport." Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I think it's outstanding points by both of you. Moon, talk to me, brother. What was your first thought? I kind of seen your first thought live when I was live when you was in the chat. What's kind of your first thought when you first, heard about the situation?
The rich get richer.
Yeah.
And in this case, in Texas, they got a lot of slick richness out there.
I don't know
what they grease their pockets with in order to make this happen and make this come to be.
Say it again, D-Now.
Oil money.
I sent you the alley-oop for that one, right? We balling out tonight. I really do appreciate the people that kept it real, spill, and didn't chill over the last couple of hours since this news dropped. Yeah. But man, everybody's in unison. Everybody agrees. I thought there was no way on God's green, blue and earth that we get a chance to see this man eligible. I thought the supplemental draft was incoming. I thought this college football season was going to be non-existent based on all the language that was coming up. Based on just last week, they were like, "Nah, buddy, it's over with." So to see this, it's like I was really just jarred. Like I had to sit there for a couple of moments to like ask myself, like, did this really just happen? And then I checked my phone again. I'm like, I read the news and I was like, did Shams tweet this? Like, no. It came out like this is breaking news. And then once it actually hit me, it was just pure rage. Like, how? So here we are. We've been talking about Texas Tech the last month, 2 months, however long it's been going, saying that they're 2 games. Nobody cared that you play in the first 2 weeks of the season. Like, what?
Is it Abilene Christian and some
games
other?
that don't matter? No,
Arkansas Pine Bluff? No.
Games that don't matter.
We don't care. So basically, he's going to be eligible for Big 12 conference play. Okay.
I got a question.
So,
is there a chance? You guys mentioned it already. You already mentioned it that teams already boycotted playing, right? I heard some AD said that, I want to play, I want to go against the guy with his guns loaded. They want want to play the big boy, right? Is there a chance, that there's too much heat coming down the pipeline about schools saying they're going to not play him, where they just tell him he can't? We're going to just let you go, buddy. I'm sorry. This isn't good for the program. Or is there a chance he don't even make it? And teams are headhunting. They're coming out to hit this.
They already headhunting because they got all this spotlight.
He was getting interest. Like he was he was drawing major interest. The minute that injunction dropped, team said, "Yeah, buddy, see you later."
Listen, bro, this whole heat index situation is hotter than whatever hottest ghost pepper you can think of right now, and they're gonna have to protect them with more than just tortillas, because there's gonna be some other things thrown.
Brett Young got the cojones to handle this.
Headhunting, like they already. I mean, we talk about college football. College football is a headhunting sport, anyway. In my opinion, it's dog eat dogs. I mean, over that, like then this makes me reminded of Nico just a season or two ago when he transferred and he caught all types of hell. At that point in time, I had never seen nothing like that before. So this is just the next stage and the next tier of it. Now, I don't think what your point was talking about, like if somebody kills somebody, is they going? Now I feel like we'll have enough common sense, but this is a situation where the
really because
we'll have
no.
Hear me out. I'm not saying that the situation is common sense, but I'm saying we have enough common sense to be able to determine between the two. In this situation, there's blurred lines because you have betting what was ruled in one situation versus what's ruled in this situation. But we all collectively, as college football media, fans, wherever, are saying, nah, that's wrong. So somebody kills somebody, I'm like,
no. He didn't mean like that in like the literal. Like
it's
the literal
wording.
He mean
going down the pipeline of how the volcano can erupt in Nino's plant.
The wording that they used was it would do this
injury or something.
physical harm to him to not play. First of all, how was it doing physical harm when the NFL was knocking at his door saying, bro, if you enter the draft, we're taking it? There's no physical harm. You're still playing football, and you're probably going to make close to the same amount of money.
Blurred lines, in the word of Robin Thicke. You can change the terminology based on what was said in the language of the contract.
My thing about this is, I wonder if he knew it was coming, like any sort of like investigation too, because if he did, one, Texas Tech was ready for it, like, or two, because he should have gone pro if he knew it, because there was even rumbles he would have been a top 3 quarterback in the spring had he come out. But yeah, like, why fight this? You're gonna go to the league. I mean, there was like here in Ohio, Cleveland was all about like, oh hey, we may use a second round on him in the supplemental if he comes out, where he would have had a legit shot to beat out Shedeur, a legit shot to beat out Watson.
Yep.
Like, why fight this? Arizona. Him and Beck would have been a good competition. Yeah. Like, sure, you're not going to make on the front end what you could be making at Texas Tech, but long term, like now, like you said, what if schools go headhunting on him, and he's going to have to take out multiple insurance policies that we see all these guys take out just in case, you know? But going back to if Texas Tech was smart, they'd be like, hey, we got to cut ties for the betterment of the program and the school. So
they're not cutting ties,
but they're not going to. No, if they were smart though, that's what they should do, because now you're going to have a schedule of, and like, this is no knock on any school that I'm going to name, but of Liberties, Coastal Carolinas. That's going to be your out of conference schools. Again, no knock, Moon. I heard it, but they're not the tier where schools like that, who were 2 weeks ago, were saying, "Hey, we want Texas, come play us." So,
hold on, Pete Rose is calling. Pete Rose is calling. He wants to know why he can't go in the Hall of Fame and go back to playing baseball.
I knew he was gonna go that lane. I knew he was gonna go that lane.
He will. Now that he's not with us anymore, he'll make the Hall.
Yeah, he should
had
make
to
the
die,
Hall
bro.
of Fame.
That boy had
I know
That's
that's
the messed up
shitty,
part.
but
That's the messed up
yeah.
part. He should make it now, though.
But that is probably nowhere near how much money or how many bets that Brendan Sorsby.
Oh no!
And then you go to rehab for 48 hours.
He might have seen God.
And he saw God when he got caught. God came in a real bright light. He said, "Oh shit, we gotta have this talk, huh?"
So I had a couple thoughts when I first seen this. My first thought was Cincinnati aware of this? That was my first thought, and my immediate second thought was Cody Campbell came out, said something stupid. Texas Tech as a university came out and said something stupid. Where's their quality assurance? Where is their PR? Some of the statements that they made, it was just like absent-minded. It's like, why now you're throwing salt on the wound. Now you're pissing us off even more. I could think of only one coach in the country that would say you can't play for my team, and that's Dabo Swinney. No, Dabo Swinney. No, Kirby allows a lot of crazy stuff. Dabo Swinney is the only coach I think in America that would say no, you're not playing for my team. I think he's the only one that would say no. That this is not going to happen.
Nick Saban would allow it.
I'm not sure.
I don't think, not to sound like a homer, I don't think Kirk would let him.
Kirk might not have allowed it either. He might not allow it. I think that's fair.
I don't know if Cincinnati knew, but I'll tell you something right now. Someone from Cincinnati dropped a dime. They found out afterwards, and they dropped a dime. They said it could be that easy. Boy.
Left.
Yeah.
Hey, they got J.C. French in that country. They don't want to hear about Brendan Sorsby no more. We got Frenchie on our hands.
The only French I like is mustard, right, baby?
Hey, chill, bro.
Yeah, so I think, like, overall, I think what you could just take from the discussion that we just had, everybody's kind of pissed off about it. The NCAA has replied. I do want to say this. I can't blame Charlie Baker and company this time. You know, I think I've been Charlie Baker's top op. I've talked so badly about that man on Governor of College Football at least 1,000 times over. But I think this shows that they are a toothless organization. These guys have no power, bro. They have no power at all. And this is why we need congressional involvement. And I'm not even sure if that gets done, to be honest with you. But college football is the laughing stock of the world of sports. We could try to explain to them how beautiful the fall is, but the semantic element has kind of runneth over, and now we're just in a situation where this thing is bad. It
falls
bad.
into the next topic. This is another clown show.
Yeah,
It's like we thought NIL was going to be the saving grace of college football. It might actually be the stroke of death for college football.
It's because they had no reins. They let it become the Wild West. They didn't come in with a plan. They just went in off the seat of their pants. Boop. Oh, this sounds good. Everybody making money. We can steal more money without people knowing. Damn, let's go.
That is crazy. So, all right, let's talk about this Brett Bielema versus Pete Bevilacqua in the Fighting Irish. So, I will say that during the hearing last week, I did like a lot of what Pete Bevilacqua was saying. I thought him and what's our boy name? Gordon Gee.
Gordon G.
Gordon G. I think they kind of stole. They kind of stole the show last week. But Brett Bielema, if people want to say there isn't a Cold War between the Big Ten, the SEC, and Notre Dame, there is a Cold War. If you pay attention to it, these coaches say a lot of things. You just got to catch it. So Brett Bielema saying, "Hey, if you are worried about all of this, just join the conference." All right. I want to start with Dean out here because we know family is strong supporters of Notre Dame. How do you feel about Brett Bielema's comments? And then also, do you agree or disagree with him?
I love Brett Bielema, former Hawkeye. Only guy who's coached multiple schools with a Tiger Hawk tattoo on his calf. Just want to throw that out there. So I love Brett Bielema. And as for Notre Dame, I'm 100% with them. They should join a conference. I hate the new rule with them being independent. I won't even get on that soapbox, but I hate it. And I mean, it's hard not to agree with Bielema. I mean, like you said, we all know that there's this Cold War between the SEC, Big Ten. It's to see who's the alpha dog.
Right. And it's
for the longest time, it swayed one way, and now it's starting to go a little bit this other way. So I mean, it's starting to pick up steam. So I mean, I'm all for it. I think it's better for football when the two powerhouses are actually powerhouses. So I mean, I'm all for it.
What conference?
What conference am I for?
No. What conference should they join?
Well,
I know that ACC and all the other sports, but
location-wise, it makes sense for the Big Ten just because they're in the heart of the Big Ten. But if we want to keep it with how it is now, why not just become a full-time member in the ACC? Since they have to play, I think it's X amount of games every year football-wise have to be against ACC schools. Why not just become a full-time member?
I think the Big Ten is the only network with NBC. Because we know the networks run this sport. You want to find out what's going on in the sport, follow the money. Right. So I think NBC.
So it would make sense for them to join the Big Ten just because they're an NBC school already.
Yeah, because that wouldn't work in the ACC, SEC, anywhere else because there's they're not getting any.
They'd have to switch to ESPN.
Family Networks money and CW and ACC. So alrighty, I'm glad that you said that. Moon, let's start with you next. How do you feel about this?
The day that Notre Dame joins the college conference is the day that I will officially come on here and say that college football has died.
Whoa.
100%. Not because of NIL, because you don't got no backbone no more, Notre Dame, if you join the conference. Now, I feel like your boy Brent Bielema, he was popping shots, and it wasn't even about what he was talking about. You just wanted to pop off for real. And you got some spice towards Notre Dame, and he been active on Twitter for real. Brett Bielema been popping off on Twitter, and I'll just read y'all the comments on what he said. His exact quote was, "Some guys really like to talk about something that could happen and who they might play. Actually, it's pretty easy. Just join a conference. If your big belly buster, if you don't chill out, bro, because don't make me get the receipts, because you ain't off the hook at all." He wanted to say that to Notre Dame when the topic of conversation was actually about a Super League.
Right.
He's saying, look, we can actually This man's direct quote, because we actually listen to it. Do you watch college football, or do you just attend the hearing and just look at Twitter for your notes, Brett Belima? Because his point was actually this. If you truly maximize the media value around the largest sports in terms of eyeballs, which is college football, I do think the best way to do that is a super league, you know? He said, and I certainly don't want a super league. He said it. And I'm not sure anybody necessarily wants a super league, but flooding the market, aggregating the market, bringing it to an aggregate form to major media companies, I'm not sure that's going to drive the value some say it will. If you wanted to maximize media value around college football, I think you should take 24 to 30 teams, create unbelievably competitive scheduling where a team like Notre Dame could play Alabama, Georgia, Penn State, Ohio State, Michigan, all of that.
You can play those teams if you join a conference.
Right.
That's what Bielema was saying. That's it.
No,
not the whole.
My point is this. My point is this. We can schedule you out of conference. We can schedule you out of conference.
They don't.
We can. If we got USC on the table, we can schedule you if you want to get spicy for real. But my thing is, don't try to attack us for don't try to attack us for being what we always been. And you just pop here on a new kid on the block and you think that you run stuff. You can't even beat Ohio State.
New kid on the kid on the block. He's one of the one dudes who's coached in both conferences.
But he talked too much and he be spicy, bro.
He talked like that was season.
He had a point, bro. Like, yo, the dude saying we could play this team and that team. Yeah, you could play that team and this team every year.
But didn't he just pop that same noise with South Carolina and Shane Beamer, and nobody wanted to hold him accountable? When he started popping off at Notre Dame and the Catholics.
Is he in the Congress on the floor talking shit? Nah, he ain't in Congress talking shit. This guy was actually on the floor talking shit.
But he was actually on the floor. He was on the floor.
Why would Shane Beamer be relevant or even matter? Because he's not on the floor talking the shit. This guy,
you know what I'm saying.
And
this matters.
Schedule the games, bro.
This matters because Shane Beamer got it popping off with Brett Belima. Did we not watch the bowl game?
But from a couple years ago,
so this, all I'm saying is that this is not the first time that this man has got spicy. So he thinks because he is at Illinois that he's exempt and he's just in the Big Ten. So just join the conference, Notre Dame. Notre Dame would beat you on a neutral field, straight up.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter.
I'm saying that it does matter if you have a player at the super conference talking about super conference and see why I can see why we should be for it. I can see why I should be against it. That's the wrong time to be throwing shots right there. You should be trying to join unison as a head coach, not trying to get on Twitter and then look at a post and not actually look at the full meeting.
Take
it out of context.
Okay,
and just say, he don't want to play nobody. Well, actually look at the full quote. I'm not about to say he not off the hook up for that for me. That's why I tweaked out.
My thing is, why did you say it then? Why did he have to mention the teams? If he didn't even mention any teams, then you don't got people popping off at the mouth. When you line yourself up.
He is a representative talking to Ted Cruz.
Moon, but he doesn't have to say we could play this team and that team and that team.
He didn't mention Illinois.
Nah, he didn't. But let's bring this full circle. Let's bring this full circle before we go to you, Nino. I get it from Moon's perspective. He's like he wasn't invited as a witness for the thing, so why is he talking about that? I think that all of these coaches of these conferences always take up for their conferences. When Vandy and other teams were throwing shots towards the Big Ten last year, Brett Bielema was one of the first coaches to say something about it. It's like the book where the superior man. It's men. Our entire being is wanting to fix something. He said, okay, well, if you are so worried about the Super League, well, just join the conference so you don't gotta be worried about it. Like, that's all he was saying. You know what I'm saying? And I like a lot of what Pete Bevilacqua said. I thought a lot of what he said was real. And I thought he made a lot of good points. And I think that he was very intentional so that a Super League does not happen, so that we don't have a monopoly over college football. Nino, you're up next, brother.
Yeah, I agree with that point. He has been against the Super League. But he also continues to say that it's very imperative that Notre Dame stays as an independent to be in the college football playoff. So, like, you kind of backing up not having a Super League because you want your team to always be in the pocket. So, what I was saying with Moon is, if you don't make that comment, it works both ways. You still sound sophisticated and you still make 1,000 points. But the minute you bring in teams that you could play on an every year basis on your schedule, you bring in clowns to open their mouth and talk. If you don't want the clowns to open their mouth and talk, Oh, you don't want to smell this. You don't want to have the flies around you. So don't stay around the shit.
Praise for being a clown. Like I'm giving him praise for having low emotional quotient. I'm giving him praise for not being and holding himself to the leader and not getting Twitter fingers online when we just created the Lane Kiffin rule, trying to get him to get off his social media. But he's the head honcho at Illinois. So I guess whatever he say, go then. He can just pop off at anybody.
Now I wasn't even in that lane, homie.
No.
What I was saying, and I didn't say you praised him. That never came out.
I'm talking about Brett Belima. Nino, this don't got nothing to do with you.
When I talk, you respond, bro. It makes me think you're talking to me.
Oh my god.
Continue, Nino. Continue, Nino.
I'm just saying, like, if you don't want comments like that and you don't want the interaction, then you don't make the statement. You could still be in if he would have said all that stuff about not wanting a Super League, but yet it does.
My opinion is my opinion, brother. Like straight up, I ain't like his comment. I ain't like the fact that he got Twitter fingers. I don't like the fact that he be popping off.
And
Shane
we
Beamer.
understand that.
I ain't like the fact that he did that.
You gotta let Nino finish, brother. We understand what you're saying.
We're good. So I'll say we can move on to the next topic.
All right, I'm gonna throw something out there. So Nino or Moon said if Notre Dame joins a conference, college football is dead. Am I getting that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now,
I'm not sure if he said that. I know he said that they don't have a backbone. It's the day that college football dies, and then Notre Dame doesn't have a backbone. That's what he said.
Let's rewind the tape about 40 years when the last major school joined a conference out of the independent. That being Penn State.
Mm-hmm.
So, 86 they won the national championship, but the year before that they went to the Orange Bowl, then 86 Fiesta Bowl. The Citrus Bowl, Holiday Bowl, Fiesta Bowl, Citrus Bowl, Rose Bowl. Then they joined the Big Ten. Look at what it did for them after they became an even bigger household name than they already were. And that's coming a few years out of a national championship.
Mm-hmm.
When we think about Penn State, obviously minus all the horrific stuff that happened there, they are arguably one of the biggest schools. They are one of the biggest producers of athletes going to the next level. So imagine a school like Notre Dame already being what they are, but then also getting Big Ten money on top of that, or actually being a full-time member in a school or a conference like the ACC, getting even more money on top of that. It's a money game. So why not maximize your profits? Just my.
I think that's it.
Because we have NBC.
Yeah.
Yeah, but guess what? You can keep NBC with the Big Ten and get Big Ten money on top of that, which is the richest conference of all the conferences.
We don't got to be greedy. Everybody in the country.
It's Notre Dame. They're greedy as shit. As it is.
But no, hear my
so
point,
why
though.
not just gobble up even more?
Everybody in the nation can turn on their cable television and watch our games today.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so they're not losing anything. Like, let's say they join the Big Ten. They're not losing anything. Everyone can still turn on their TV and watch their game. But now, guess what? They got a little logo on their jersey that says Big Ten, which means more money, which means better facilities.
I think Notre Dame.
And nobody just says that they can't get into the playoff because they're independent and play scrubs.
Yeah, I think they duck and smoke, if we being real. I think that's what Notre Dame is doing. But also, the TV money makes it really complicated because they've been with NBC for how long now? Over 50 years?
Oh, forever.
Yeah.
But I mean, like I'm saying, they're not losing it if they join the Big Ten because the Big Ten's got a contract with the NBC.
Yeah, but I wonder would the Big Ten try to make them play some big noon Saturday games, like some.
Yeah, there would be some kind of stipulations because not every Notre Dame game could be on NBC after that. It wouldn't be able to work.
So that
then the money changes. So.
Yeah, it does.
Or
it does,
okay,
100%.
so then home games have to be on NBC. And then away games can be on whatever.
Games, yeah.
Oh, they do.
That's how it is now.
Notre Dame plays away games on NBC.
I missed that. What's up?
Yeah,
they do a Notre Dame network on NBC, like the Big Ten. Yo, these people are crazy.
Yeah.
That's funny. So before we get into the last topic, which is Nussmeier, younger Nussmeier going to UGA, how do you all feel about the succession topic? That would the SEC or Big Ten actually succeed from the union that is the NCAA? Let's start with you first, Mo.
Succeeding. I've been thinking about it more and more.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Kirby ain't just saying random stuff.
No, he not. We know that.
And it makes me think if he has this mindset, then what other coaches and what other ADs have that mindset too? I think if they're gonna do it, I agree with you wholeheartedly that they have to find the Big Ten to do it with them.
Mm-hmm.
But in my opinion, they can't do it solo.
I agree with you.
Because then I feel like the rest of the country can just kind of block you out. So who you gonna play besides yourselves? It will be the People's National Championship essentially, that the SEC Invitational versus whoever the winner is. I feel like that's just too much.
Teams like 2 or 3 times for basketball season, bro. Like
with this Congress Act going through, I think it's in their favor to stay in in the SEC. Don't try to make a super league. It's just in their favor based on what we have waiting in Congress right now. Because I think it helps them long term. All SEC schools, all Big Ten schools, it raises the floor, especially with revenue sharing.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's the one side of it. But to the Colton Nussmeier thing, I love the legacy succession. It's like Nussmeier just left. His brother's coming in up soon. The legacy continues, but he's choosing another SEC school. Like, it makes me think they did a great job in sealing the deal. I was truly floored when I seen this recruiting news pop up, but it made me feel like, okay, how long is this a thing? Like,
yeah,
you still got a whole
How long
year.
you think it take for him to start? Because
I think he could possibly go.
This is Gunner's last year, right?
Yeah, but they got freshmen waiting in the wings, so he would just be the freshman while everybody else is sophomores, redshirt sophomores.
3 years.
3 years. Wow.
I say maybe.
But I heard
two,
Pug's
2.5, 3.
It hasn't looked good anyway.
Well, yeah, but then they got that Ryan Montgomery behind him. They got that Bryson Beaver that's there too.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, bro.
I mean,
how many we've seen over the last couple of years transfer out though?
Yeah, that's it.
no, that's true. That's true.
Look at Gunner. When Gunner was about to win, both of those guys behind him, Brock and what's the other guy? I can't think of his name. They both scooted.
I think Montgomery is probably going to be the one that transfers after this year, if one of them transfers. And I think Bryson Beaver being the guy who's had the reps in the system, I think he's going to be hard to beat for the new guy.
Because Kirby loves scheme, bro.
But Colton's got the connection, right? His dad and Kirby were.
I'm not saying Colton can't do it. I just think Kirby likes the guys who have put in the work and bought their time. Unless like you're a stud and
he got hurt last year and he didn't get to he only put 8 games last year, had a knee injury. He still put up 12-1, 12 touchdowns, 1 interception. He only has 5 interceptions in 3 years of high school. And now he's going he transfers to Denton Ryan, right? From wherever he played Fort something. So he's on the biggest game. This guy goes off. I don't even know that he takes a snap for Georgia.
Wow.
I'm telling you, he's gonna we've seen it happen. We're gonna, and I don't want to jump into it because I want to kind of talk a little bit about the SEC thing, Big Ten. But we've seen it with other quarterback classes. We'll kind of get into it a little bit later on when we start talking about it. But the SEC succession, the Big Ten succession thing, this is a funny little game because everything they say is one thing, but everything they kind of do is another. Oh, we're not, you see, homeboys talks and says it's all a facade, it's all fabricated, that they're not working. Oh, me and the AD sat down and had a discussion. What do you mean? What do you mean you sat down with the AD from the Big Ten and had a discussion? Huh? You did what? Well, why are you guys just sitting down having discussions? Or just because you just want to sit down? Come on. Then you start saying, there's no super league, or we're not trying to do this, but we, the Big Ten and SEC, don't agree on this bipartisan bill. Right. Everything talks about like they're fucking French. When they speak, it's all we, as in Big Ten and SEC. You know what I mean? Like, here's my thing. It has to be we. Let's go back 20 years. Let's go across the country, not across the country. Let's go across the pond to Europe. Talk about a sport with a lot of money, soccer. They this thought 20 years ago. We'll take the best 20 to 25 teams in European soccer, and we'll make the biggest fucking league out here, right? Mm-hmm. And this is a sport driven on money, corruption, all the shit. Same thing college football is right now, right?
For sure.
And these guys were ready. They were ready to take, all these teams, all of them, and stick them into one group. And then they sat down at the table, and they started to bring common sense and thought to the process and said, yeah, this is definitely not the best idea. You think about it. When you're all in one league, there's no individual money. You guys all get all this individual money for different things. Now you go into one deal to try to all get a piece of the pie. There ain't no way you're all going to get the same amount of pie you were getting before you got into the pot. So then they started thinking, now what happens? Fan base, things change. They said, no, we're not doing that. And look at the European Soccer League, as big as it's ever been in its life and its existence is right now. Stay in your lane. Keep doing what you're doing. They are the two best conferences in college football. They make the most money by far out of any conference in college football. When the contracts come to renewing, the buckets of money are going to keep coming. They continue to put the most talent in the NFL. They just, like we said, there's not enough competition. You can't keep scheduling the same thing. And what will end up happening is if you exclude yourself from everything, the shit at the bottom is going to have to fall out because you're only going to want a good product. You're not going to want to be putting out the Vanderbilts. They could change, but, the Purdue's that are going threes and whatever it is, or continuously. You see it later because what's going to happen? Oh, the Super League. Well, now we got gimmies. Not a Super League no more. You got gimmies every year. And what happens? So those teams fall out, and they just start falling. And now you're just minimizing yourself, and everything happens when you don't see it because you can't see the bigger picture. The money looks big here in the beginning, but now the money starts to get a little bit smaller. The contracts get tighter. Next thing you know, you started with 24 to 36, and now you only got 17, 18 to 20 teams because the rest fall out. And now it's difficult to have those guys because it's going to change every year because the talent's going to be equal playing field. 20 teams. Again.
I said, live golf. That's your
exactly.
There's another example. Live golf. And look,
there was no Scotty Scheffler. There was no Tiger Woods at Live Golf. Every week it was a different dude who won a tournament. Every week there was a different. Every year every year it's going to be a different team winning the Natty. You're never because the talent level's all going to be the same because everybody's bringing in the same bag. It's a nice thought, and the Big Ten, SEC, they like to play the game because right now they're the topic of conversation. They're in the media, so when they're in the media, the money's coming and they're getting money all the time. They're always talked about. I don't think it'll actually happen.
There's no need for it to happen. They run the show right now as it is. Like
DX, they're the DX of college football.
Exactly.
They threaten to leave. We're going to all the time. We're going to leave. We're going to stop you. Suck that.
And if you don't like it, then suck.
They never left. NWO never left. They just stood there. Whoa, did their thing. Right, that was it. We just make that threat. We want to be the bad guy. Bad guy gets the money too. Bad guy gets love. Bad guy gets publicity. And somebody got to be it.
Arguably more.
Yeah. I think that's fair. I think everyone has had outstanding points with this. I think their biggest issue with the bipartisan bill, first of all, the media and pooling rights is crazy.
They don't want no pooling shit. Nah, that's what I'm saying. Now everybody's on the same pot. They don't want that.
Yeah, you shouldn't be pooling any type of money. They bring in so much more money than these other conferences do. So they need to fix that language. But I think what they wanted was Cruz and Cantwell to say, "Hey, we're writing this bill. What do you guys want in the bill?" That's what they didn't do. So I think they wanted to be at the head of the table, but when they were moving without them, I think that's what they had their biggest issue at. How you all feel about the 2027 quarterback class? Also, furthermore, the Elite 11. Let's talk about that. Give me a moment, fellas.
So, I went through and looked at some of these guys in the classes, right? And we always talk about the stars, and that's why I think Colton Nussmeier could have a bang year, and his amount of stars he gets could go up in this class, but this class is sneaky to me, guys. You got the two guys at the top, obviously Israel Adams in Miami and Haven going to Alabama, but you go down a little bit. Peter Buck, Mass native, going to Virginia Tech at 7. He just lit up.
He got a great week, bro.
He lit that place up. He was the talk of the talk. Eric Froton, one of the homies, he was telling me that dude was on fire. Payne Houston, he committed to LSU. Kiffin got a dog over there. That's 7 and 8.
How does he keep getting quarterbers, bro?
Yeah, it's what he does, bro. That's what he does. He's got something in his pocket, like catnip or something. Just draws them kids in. But then we go down a little bit. Look at Gunnar Rivers, Philip Rivers' son. NC State, he's at 11. He could probably climb by the time this class has closed. I know it's going to sound funny, but wonderful mods, the fourth, I believe it is.
It's so wonderful.
At Notre Dame, he's a dual threat kid, kind of like a Deuce Knight. And then Jack Soggy at Wisconsin at 23. Like, I know some of these classes, you have Tavian St. Clair, but he's still sitting behind saying he ain't got no time. He showed a little bit in the spring game, a little bit, but Russell's just about to start. And Jared Curtis is just about to start. So, we don't even know what they're at. But other classes, 3 years ago, you had Sayin, Lagway, and what's his face? Raiola. Only proven one is saying at the moment. And then you go back again. The class before that, Nico, he was a 5-star. He ain't lived up to it. Jackson Arnold, he ain't lived up to it. And Malachi, they named 5 5-stars. 2 of the 5 have moved on and done well. The other 3 kind of fallen on their face. So it's like, I think with this class, when you start looking at just kind of some of the names I named outside, there's plenty of other kids. I think when it's said and done, these kids come in to final committing day, signing day, when they go in and they actually take a step foot in uniform and at their school, this possibly could be the best class we've seen in probably since Archer's class, maybe right around that 5-6 years.
I'm right there with you. Elite 11, my guy Trey Taylor.
Another guy was missed, but he was in there. Yep.
Nebraska.
Mm-hmm.
If you can keep your hands on this guy, I promise you, life will be so much more beautiful for you. He came in as like a known commodity, but essentially he left as the star of the show, in my opinion, at the Elite 11. And he did a great job. I like the overall makeup of what the Elite 11 week gave to us. It was a lot of ups and downs, highs and lows, and in certain cases more for other guys. But Peter Bork, he was another one that stood out to me a lot. He's probably up there for me now. It's just he has a lot of things I would deem as like intangibles, moxie, things that just you can't fill into a box score. That when you just look at a grade of a quarterback, because I'm horrible at grading quarterbacks. There's people that's out there is way better than me, but like I like to look for the intangible things. And when I'm watching Peter, I'm like, yo, him and Trey Taylor, like they stood out to me a lot this past week. And then some of the other name guys, I think Oklahoma gave a scholarship to a guy that went crazy and did his part in camp. So it's like quarterbacks is getting more love, like overall. Mm-hmm. I like where we are with the class. I'm not as high maybe in previous years, but I say that and then give it some time and then we like, whoa, all right. But what a time to be alive to see these kids ball though.
Dino, in the last 2-3 years, we've seen up until like right at the end, these kids, they go to their E11s, they go to all these camps, all of a sudden, then it's like, boom, stars can keep getting added. And right before it's the end of the close of their class, 5-star kids jumping off, making it that were 15 now are in, top 10.
Or solely because they commit to a school, they get an extra star. You see that a lot.
Georgia got him. Georgia got him. They must know something we don't know. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
So, from 4-star to 5-star now.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say Jake Narot, or however you say his name. I am high on him. I think he's got a bright future with Stein in Kentucky. One dude that was not on the Elite 11 that I'm actually super hyped about is Andre Phillips II. He's going to West Virginia. I think he's going to be the closest thing. And again, this is ceiling. Closest thing Rich Rod's had to Pat White since Pat White. Kid runs a 10.5 100. He's 6'2", almost 200 pounds. So like he's stocky too. And with that speed, I watched his tape after I saw him commit. So he might be legit if he pans out. So that's one name, my sneak. I'm throwing
shout out to Pat White too, because he about to get his jersey.
Yeah, jersey retired.
Much deserved. They need to do a whiteout too.
What is it? Is it 31, 32? Like in a top 32 of committed in this class? I think this is the earliest we've had a top 30 fully committed, probably in at least 5-6 years.
Yeah, everybody
it's been years. Shout out to Moon too for his piece he did on the Elite 11. It was a great read if you haven't read it.
Man, I just like the future of these quarterbacks, bro. It's like every year is just new flavors, new ways.
You know what else I've noticed? Like, yes, we have the top guys, but the second tier of it is a lot closer. Like, you don't have one or two guys in the second tier, and then like the middle, the second to like I'll say fourth tier are really close. Like the gap in between the quarterbacks aren't super wide anymore. I think that's helping college football as well.
Look at 2024, right? CJ Carr was 6. He's probably going to end up being 2, if not 1, of that class. Yeah. He could pass saying if he balls out this year.
That's a great point.
Damon Williams was 12. There's a good chance he's better than DJ Lagway and Dylan Raiola this year. So it's like
100%.
It don't stop after the Elite 11 stops.
no.
That's
They
great
keep
take.
climbing.
That's great
They stop, but for us, they don't stop. You know what I'm
I
saying?
mean, it don't
Hard
start
grading
until they get
process
to
stuff.
campus for me. I rely on y'all for that information. It don't start till they step foot on
It's like,
campus.
let's look at last year's class. Number 1 kid, Underwood. There's a chance I keep hearing he's going to get benched. He can't throw the ball. I read a quote and a piece about he played for the Ravens and the Rams. He was a safety. Is it Weddle? I think it's Eric Weddle.
Oh,
Eric
yeah.
Weddle? Yeah,
He got lit up for it.
He went to Michigan, right? Did he go to Michigan? Right? He's a former Michigan player, right? He went there. He went to practice or something, and he was like, "Yo, this kid can't throw. Like, I don't understand how this kid can play quarterback this year. How he's not going to get? He can't throw the ball. Like, that's your number 1 player. We're seeing Deuce have to transfer. He only was able to get in the game 1 time in a quarterback room that was BFI trash.
Yeah. Yeah.
Julian Lewis. I just don't know what the answer is on him yet. This is a kid that Dion was putting on a pedestal. They were throwing stars at this kid. And left and right, every other month he was getting another one. And then you got
I think it'll be good this year, though.
JKS was 8. Probably going to be QB1.
Oh, for sure.
At this
So-
place, he will be.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what I'm
Yeah.
talking about. So, like, when you talk about class, right now, I start looking at this class, and I start looking at rises, and we start talking to kids, down in the 7s and the 12s. These Peter Ball could be in the top 3 by the end of this. You know what I'm saying? Like, Jack Sorg, I'm a fan of Jack Sorg. Wisconsin, man, they need a guy to come and give that place some love. They've been going after the portal for a couple years now and haven't hit, but he
I
has the
think they hit this year,
intangibles.
though. I think they hit this year.
I hope they need to. Fickle
Joseph.
needs it.
Colton Joseph. Oh, Fickle needs it 1,000%.
I think if Wisconsin, if any year was the year, it's probably this one.
Yeah, they got.
If
He
any
put the
year-
right pieces in the puzzle, and it looks good from afar.
I'm still nervous as hell about their wide receivers. I ain't gonna hold you.
It's not-
If
it's
any
never had
year
wide
is this
receivers.
year,
For sure.
if
I
I, had to
think Steve
convince
Ball-
myself
We're gonna run the ball again, right? Like,
with Colton Joseph,
That's what,
that's fine. That's fine because that'll open up lanes for whatever running back you want to put. Like,
We're running
gonna
pirate.
run the ball again, right?
he
Like,
said running
like
pirate.
Barry Alvarez needs to come down from his office and be like, "This is how Wisconsin plays football.
Yeah.
Quit with
Yeah.
being fancy.
you hand it rock.
Like, get the 6'7"
Then you throw the
tackles
ball.
that are all 350 pounds and just
Right.
ram it down
So-
people's throats."
so if Luke Fickell doesn't get fired, if Wisconsin has a bad season, right?
They loyal, bro. I tell you.
Do you think that he fits in that
For
same
Wisconsin?
category as Dave
Yeah.
Dave Aranda and how Baylor apparently feels about Dave Aranda? Like, we're so loyal to you that we can't cut the cord.
I don't think Aranda's had quite the resources that Luke Fickell has had in Wisconsin.
Yeah. Fair.
You know,
They got
what-
is that T.Y. Hilton's son?
I believe
Yeah.
so. So for
Eugene
Luke
Hilton Jr.
Fickell to say, you know what, we've been a Power I formation team all these years with
Abu
you
Sama?
know
Oh, my God.
Monte Ball, Melvin Gordon,
Yeah, that's
Ron
Skip
Dane.
Ball.
We're gonna do that, and then we're gonna be finessing air raid. You got a 6'2", 245, 50-pound running back in Braylon Allen, and you got him in shotgun. So that their brass is really loyal. That's all I say about that. And if they looking for a coach, you got some coaches here. Right here. if you
Hire
wanna-
D now, bro.
Yeah, hire D now. Make it
I'll take
happen,
those
brother.
millions.
So I don't know. That's how I feel about that. I want to go back to the Texas Tech thing for a moment here. How do y'all think it ends? We all discussed how we felt about it in a moment, but how does this thing end, you think? For not only Texas Tech, and also I want fans down in Lubbock to stop thinking we're picking on Brendan Sorsby. I've talked to the kid. We interviewed him last year, Big 12 Media Days. He's an outstanding kid, but I grew up in the era. If you do the crime, do the time. Like I had my neighbors could beat me. Like that's the way our neighborhood was. They caught me out of line. They popped me. Then I was gonna get popped again when I got at home. That's the neighborhood I grew up in. So I'm used to that form of accountability. So how does this thing end for Brendan Sorsby, for Texas Tech? I mean, I'm telling you, they've already had a target on their back. They won the Big 12 last year, of course, but the target that they have on their back right now is outer worldly. Teams talking about they don't want to play them. Big 12 teams talking about they don't want to play them. But come on, let's look a step further. What you going to forfeit the game, brother?
Nah,
Right,
that's what I'm
you're
saying.
doing number solid.
We don't care if
Right,
you don't
yeah,
play
yeah, you gonna
Kansas.
give it
We
dog?
don't care.
Right. So like, but how do you guys think this ends? Let's go around the table. Let's start with D now.
He'll play. He'll
play.
sit out his 2 games and then he'll play. Because, like we just said, teams ain't gonna forfeit because then it's just helping
Yeah.
them. So
Yeah.
he'll play.
Oh, I think he plays too. But I'll tell you something, man. He's putting. You want to talk about betting on yourself?
Yeah, he better ball out if he plays.
That rehab didn't fucking work, huh? Because he just bet again. He just bet again. He bet on himself on a lot of money. More money than he bet his whole lifetime. He just bet.
Hey, bro, that
right
was
now,
good.
bro.
That was good.
That was
bro.
good.
Send that
was
boy
good,
back.
bro.
He broke the law. It don't matter. You can go right back. Like, yo, straight up. Because he
said he better get.
He bet again. He bet on because he had money coming to him. He was going to get a deal. He was going to the NFL. He was going to get a shot. All he
He
had
said,
to do.
"What's the odds I win the Heisman this year?"
So, yo, what happens if he don't
Watch
ball
him.
out? What happens if he don't ball out, though? Like, what happens if
Undrafted.
something don't? And all that. So here's my other thing. I like to be that guy. What happens if Will Hammond goes fucking nuclear in the first 2 weeks?
Them first
I'm
2
talking
games.
450 and 10. 450 a game.
Which he can. If he's healthy, he can.
You're
Oh,
just
with
going to
those two-
sit him.
Yeah.
Yeah. They got five.
And then they-
five
hey,
million
and then
reasons-
they
5
lose,
million
bro.
reasons to sit up.
And then they lose.
They
lose
got
to Houston.
Houston's coming to town when? Week 3?
Week 3 is Houston.
Yeah, that's my Big 12 favorite too.
And you
Have at
sit
it, Will.
and you lose. What happens now? That fucking shitstorm is gonna be real stanky. Let me tell you. I
But
don't
guess
know.
what, though, bro?
After everything that's going through, I don't know if Joey McGuire can handle that.
Why isn't he saying anything? The team
He's not
is Cody
stupid.
Campbell isn't.
He
Is
lets
well, he's
Cody
not
Campbell-
stupid, but
He
yeah.
lets the money talk.
That's
He
the
lets the
money.
money talk.
That's the money. Cody Campbell is the money.
Got
That's
the
the
phone.
muscle
My
right
money's
there.
calling. Hold up.
Yeah.
What up, baby? What's poppin'? What you need me to do today? No problem. Shut up. I won't say a fucking thing. You talk. I listen.
Oh man. Yeah.
When the bank calls, you ever say nothing back to him? You just say, Thank you, ma'am. Yep. Thank you. Have a good day. You
I
don't say
appreciate
no.
it.
You don't. Nah.
Nah, you don't. You're right.
Money calls. You just say, okay.
Heard you.
Yep. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Moo, how do you think this thing is for Texas Tech, Brendan Sorsby, and all of the above?
Our only hope is BYU.
Ah,
Our only hope is BYU.
And pair we
Yo, if
trust.
they win a
I
natty,
would say Houston, but our only hope is BYU because these.
Tech wins the Natty.
if Tech wins the natty,
dude, Cody Campbell's media run is gonna be outer worldly.
it's over, bro. They're gonna
He's
put
going on
asterisks in
tour.
the books. They're gonna be riots and bro. Lubbock might get burned the fuck down.
It might.
Oil?
It might.
They might be burning oil for days.
It might.
Trump gonna have to go down there and shut. They with this ain't free. This isn't free oil. Nobody told you could burn this oil.
Hey, yeah, if they win it all, that'd be crazy. So you think BYU is the only hope to stop?
Because
Texas Tech?
my thought process is, we're gonna have to take them down in conference and
October
stop them
24th.
from getting to the college football playoff. Our best hopes at doing it, based on where we're looking at right now, is Houston,
Yeah.
BYU.
October
And-
24th.
October 24th.
We're
What
gonna have to
Cincinnati.
pray and hope.
Cincinnati.
Ooh, where's that game at?
In Cincinnati.
Cincy.
Cincinnati.
It's in Cincy.
Uh-huh.
Might be interesting. We get upsets every year. Might be interesting.
After playing Arizona State.
Mo, you don't see it? You think Brendan Sorsby gonna give him a cool 350 and 4 tutties?
I ain't saying 350 and 4, but I'm saying he walking out with a dub.
Yo, Cincinnati AD gonna send that bookie his way. Yo, we
'Cause it's
over
more
under
than
Brendan Sorsby goes for 250.
And that's
I got it.
They don't
It's
play
more than Brendan
BYU this
Sorsby.
year.
Yeah.
Texas
It's gonna
Tech
come
don't
down.
play
No,
BYU.
I meant like BYU holding up their like end of the bargain. Like they
Yeah,
Oh,
winning the Big 12.
You know how
knocking
big.
them out.
You know how like
I'm
BYU
standing by what I
stumbles
said.
in the
BYU's
past.
going to win a Natty within the next 5 years.
Yeah. You've been saying
If I'm
that.
hoping, I'm hoping. But they just got to hold up their end of the conference play, not stumble when they don't need to, so that they can
Yeah.
all line up to where the committee is going to have to be put in a decision. Who do you take? Either
Yeah. Don't
Texas
put it in the
Tech or-
committee's hands. We know this one.
Ooh. Yeah, we don't want that. Hey,
They
hey,
gonna
But
shoot
hey,
Notre Dame won't join a conference.
Nino, I'm trying to get your opinion on this before we get out of here. That's
They
funny.
control the boat, baby. They control the boat, the holy boat.
Bruh.
So you know, in the late 70s, UMass, was it BC that had the gambling thing where the players were shaving, point shaving?
BC, yeah.
Yeah, it was BC. So
Pretty
why
solid.
isn't everybody looking at the organized crime facet of this? Oh, we not suspending players for gambling? We just seen that the organized crime scare in the NBA. Why can't that happen at the collegiate level? Why is nobody talking about this? And you just live in one of those areas where, organized crime is crazy. So talk to me about it.
Hey man, I play Texas Tech. Everybody coming out with a ski mask. For real. Straight up, we on robbery time. Y'all robbed my title chances. Y'all had me feeling good. Houston becomes the favorite. Not no more.
Not no more. Not no more.
Crazy.
What was that boy from Michigan that wore that fucking Central Michigan suit? What was his name?
Oh,
Talking about boy that got in trouble?
Yeah.
Stallions? Connor Stallions?
I'm gonna tell you something right now. Cody Campbell gonna do his best Stallions impression for that Cincinnati game. He gonna be that George Pickens. He going, yeah, boy. They ain't gonna get me this shit. We got this one. We gotta win this one. It's a big one right here. No way. Ain't taking my dreams out. You drop the dime once like that through the belly. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo.
What a great pool, bro.
You in your bag tonight, bro. I love it.
Dude from Belly. Now I want to watch Belly.
That's a great movie. That and Shottas, bro, ain't nothing better.
Yeah. Shottas is a classic, man. I know everybody got to get to bed, got stuff to do in the morning. Let's go around the table one more time. Leave us with one final word. We'll start with you, D now.
Oh man, I'm just gonna go back to the good old classic. Charlie Baker's a bitch.
I thought I was Charlie Baker's top up. It's D now. It's definitely D now.
I'm gonna go with the 2027 class. Will end up being the best class of the past 5 to 7 years.
That's a take. Moon.
Despite what people might think, I actually love the guy that says up type of me up there.
He's just your favorite person to spar with. We already know.
Yeah, sometimes I'll be trying to poke the bear on purpose just to see if he can win season shit. I don't want him to get rusty and everything on me. I gotta keep him sharp before the season starts. But not for real. Like what D now said. Apply that same principle to Brett Bielema. That's how I feel.
I thought that was going in a completely different direction. You were like, I love Nino, but what Nino said,
Fuck Nino Brown.
Me and Nino's trying to get a show together for real. So
Yeah.
even spicier.
It gotta happen.
We gotta have the referee.
Think about the duality sports shows that we have now. Like first things
this
first.
is Skip and Shannon, bro.
Yeah,
I was just gonna say, you can see me. Come on, Skip. Come on, Skip.
They probably still like
Come on,
like
Mo.
20 cans about to do. My last words is this. My favorite shows growing up, of course, God bless the dead. My personal goat. I just forgot his name, which is crazy.
Stuart
Scott. I love when he was on ESPN, but the Sports Reporters was always my favorite style show, like with Mitch Albom, Bob Ryan.
Who was it doing with the glasses? It was a leader.
What? That wasn't Ryan, was it? Was it?
No, he still kind of does things every once in a while, but he was like the main dude. He's always in a suit, had glasses. He always had a paper in front of him.
with the mustache?
It wasn't Jeremy Schaap Pops, was it?
Yeah, it might have been Jeremy Schaap's pops.
Yeah, what is Jeremy Schaap's dad name? Yeah, I used to love that show. Everybody else used to think.
Yeah, they were in office chairs sitting at.
Yeah. I mean, they were getting spats every now and then, but for the most part, they was just talking ball talk for real.
He was the main guy. He had a calm demeanor.
Oh yeah,
to him.
I can't. Yeah, that's who you talking about. His first name is pausable, so I guess it's Richard Schaap because I'm not calling him the other joint.
It's six shots. It is six shots. That's the dude. Yeah, no, that guy. I can hear his voice right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, that dude was the man. It's funny you mentioned Stuart Scott. I just saw a thing. Stuart
It's
Scott.
30 for 30.
It was Rich Eisen talking to what the heck's the other guy? Like he had glasses too. Dan Patrick.
Dan Patrick, okay. Yeah.
And how Stuart and Dan Patrick always like battled.
Yeah, they
They
butted
didn't get
heads.
along, but it was because it was friendly
They
competition.
trying to be top dog. Yeah.
Yeah, but then like Rich was Stewart's partner for so long, and then when Keith Olbermann left Dan Patrick, Rich Eisen applied for the job, but he didn't get it. They gave it to Kenny Mayne, and Stewart was like,
Kenny
"Why are you
Mayne is
trying to
hilarious,
leave me,
by the
bro? Why you got something? We're the future. That's the past." And he's like,
Yeah.
"It was more so hours." He said he didn't want to work that nightlife. That they were the late night. He wanted to be the morning. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, Oberman was in the morning. Every once in a while, he did late night, but it was, that's cool that you mentioned that. I literally just watched it today.
Yeah, that's crazy. So yeah, I always love that. And I said that to say this, man. Bring back real sports talk. What we have on this show is real sports talk. The shows we have across our platform is real sports talk. College football, whether you love it or hate it, is the topic of discussion right now. And it's sad that a lot of these platforms who eat off of this brand, whether it's NBC, whether it's Fox, whether it's ABC and ESPN and family of networks, we don't have enough college football-based shows on their platform. They'll put them on the internet. That's not cool. That's not good enough. We need them to have the Studio A budget just like some of these other shows. That's all I wanted to say. As I always like to, go ahead.
Shout out Bussin' with the Boys. They have been kind of, and Pat McAfee kind of going on that college lane announcements, getting these, this stuff out there. So hey, they have been,
and they do a great job. And Bussin' with the Boys. What's that? Is it Wake Up ESPN? What's the name of it? I don't watch it.
Wake Up with Mike Greeny. Is that the one?
Yeah. And I've always loved Greeny. I love when him and Golick was together too.
Get up.
To get up. Yeah. So yeah. I see that they have them. They'll invite Josh Pate on. That's cool. But I think the platforms that Pat McAfee have and Bussin' with the Boys have allows it to be to where they can just talk about a myriad of things, not just pro football, not just college football, but pro football and stuff like that. But yeah, bring back real sports talk. That's all I want, and I'm glad you shouted them out because
that's going out now.
Yeah. As I always like to say, there's no more victories to the sport that survive in advance. Why college football always has the greatest regular season. Until next time, I guess we're gonna do it again next Monday, next Tuesday. Yeah,
yes, sir.
Moon and Nino will do it again. Yes, sir. Y'all take care. Yes, sir. Today I am the governor of college football. Yes, sir. The mayor of college football, a.k.a. Downtown Nino Brown.